Yeah. What's going on, guys? That boy Treezy here. Welcome to another video of The Division, my much loved third-person shooter slash RPG from excuse me, Massive Entertainment and Ubisoft. Still rocking it. Like what, 7-8 months down the line. But basically, I mean, obviously I made a video. I think last week it was. Showing gameplay of update 1.4, but at the time I did one for each agent on the same mission, the Queen's Tunnel Camp mission, and then prior to that I did a video for each of the agents on the same mission again, but during the game in its 1.3 state. So if you did watch the 1.4 videos, you would have seen that I did alright. I just obviously got slapped by the shotguns, but I guess that's acceptable because, if anything, shotgunners were even harder than they were in 1. No, shotgunners were harder in 1.3 to some degrees. I mean, they're a lot easier to kill now, but if they get the hit on you first and make you panic, then you're pretty much done. But I just wanted to make this video kind of to follow up to the 1.4 stuff now that I'm like, you know, more settled into it. It's been a week or so now. I think it's been a couple of weeks now. Each of my agents are pretty much built back to the way I'd like them to be. My main agent now, which is this guy, I'm just going through the underground here. This is on challenging. I think it's just a one-phase operation with a couple of randoms. My main agent has got the free. I didn't bother with the Nomad. I think I originally said I was going to go for some sort of Nomad slash Tactician's Authority setup, but I went against it really. I mean, the even though the talents on the Nomad gear set look much more attractive than they used to, I don't think it's really necessary really. I mean, I guess it might be a good gear set to use in the Dark Zone if you wasn't going to use the Banshee stuff, but in terms of like getting health on kill or any way of getting health, I just switched to my G36 now, because obviously the Scar L's been the main weapon for this agent for quite some time, but it doesn't have anything that gives my agent any health back, because it's got, I think you get the free talent to like extra headshot damage, extra armor damage, and a skill cooldown, whereas my G36 that I've got now, that gives me and it's only just a little bit weaker overall than the Scar L, by the way, but I think that's because the Scar's got better mods on it. It gives me 3% of damage dealt from critical hits. I'm sure it gives me the one where you get like, I think it's 20% health per kill over like a 35-second period, and I can't remember what the last talent was on it. I do apologise, but anyway, I tend to use that now for when I'm using the mix of free tacticians and free high-end pieces, and that pretty much just keeps my health in check. And then obviously I use the medic survival signature skill now when I'm riding solo. So if I do get hit with a fatal hit, that'll burst, and then obviously that'll activate, and then obviously I need to reposition myself, readjust, and you know, fall back, execute plan B, if you will. And then when I'm in the Dark Zone, I use 4 pieces of Banshee and then 2 pieces of Nomad. That gives me, just having 2 pieces will give me 15% health per kill, so it's pretty good against NPCs. And I've just finished up, well, almost finished up what I wanted to do for the week on The Division. I've cut down even more. See, this is the thing with The Division. It's so annoying in a loving way, because the thing is 1.4 now, it's been a pretty good update. I can't knock it, you know, even though to some respect you're not walking through everything. Well, no, it's hard to put a finger on it really. I guess obviously in the PvE the issue was there was really nothing to do anymore in the actual world itself. if you wanted a challenge, it came down to heroic missions, which weren't that hard, or challenging in the underground, or to go in the dark zone. And as a person who doesn't really go in the dark zone just for the fun of it, because I'm riding solo pretty much 99% of the time, the underground had become my go-to place. But luckily, I still had the achievement, the rank 40 achievement to do, and the underground was kind of in my daily rotation anyway, thanks to the daily assignments that they added to it. But obviously the underground on challenging, sorry, not on challenging, on heroic was the hardest place to be. So besides that, which in itself it took ages to kill enemies and it was genuinely very difficult, everywhere else was pretty much a cakewalk, whereas now it's still not that much more difficult in terms of the open world. At least, obviously in the open world now all the enemies are actually level 30 or 33, whatever they are, but most of them are just red bar enemies, so they're not hard to kill, but at least, you know, they've got the chance of dropping loot now. And 1.4 has actually made me go back into the world now. I've gone proper geeky with it, and I actually run everywhere now, rather than just fast travel to that mission, fast travel to that checkpoint. You know what I mean? I actually, you know, if I start in my base of commands, I'll see what missions are up for the dailies, and then, like, you know, put together a path. Right, I'll go there. Then I might cut through Dark Zone and get the Dark Zone assignment done while I'm there. Do that mission, do this mission. You know what I mean? So that's been good in a way, and I still like enjoy the city as a whole in itself. You know what I mean? I still enjoy the visuals and whatnot, the weather effects, things like that. So I mean, I just love the game. I struggle to put it down, because the one thing that's put me off just a little bit is the loot itself, because it's raining down now. For those who obviously haven't put as much time into it as I have, if you're pretty, like say you're a fresh level 30, you could probably gear up with the pieces that you want. Like, maybe, let's say, you could probably do it within a day or two. Let's say you had a couple of days off, you'd be able to get it done by the end of your couple of days off, I reckon. You know, smash through dailies, you could probably end up doing your weeklies in a few hours as well, you know what I mean? Blast through the underground assignments, get a few field proficiency caches on the way. You're going to have earned yourself, you're going to have picked up loads of gear. The gear that you don't want you can sell anywhere, so you'll have a lot easy over like 2.5 million credits, 3 million credits. Go and buy loads of caches, or with the Phoenix credits, obviously you can buy more specific caches as well, and you can get yourself some really, really good gear within a matter of a couple of days, if not less, to have it fully optimized. Yeah, maybe a bit longer, but in comparison to how long it used to take to get everything like top notch and as perfect as could be, like, the grind never stopped, you know what I mean? So you're always working towards something, whereas now I don't feel that kind of, I don't know, end goal, if you will, you know what I'm saying? Because obviously, I mean, this is just me. I've obviously been like kind of super sad with it the whole way. If there's a mod, so much as like a mod that doesn't have, I don't know, X amount of armor on it, and I know that there's room for improvement, I will obviously play the game anyway, but keep that in mind as like a goal. You know what I mean? Even though it wouldn't be like a massive achievement, so to speak, it's still something to kind of work towards, if you will. Whereas now, I've had so much gear, so much credit, so much money since update 1.4. I could be, you know, the equivalent of the Division billionaire. But thankfully, I just keep rotating it anyway. I get loads of credits, buy loads of caches, open them all, keep what I want, sell what I want, just go up and just keep rotating it every time I come back to the game. So it's dampened the joy just a little bit for me in that perspective, because last week I did like dailies with, I think I did dailies with every agent. A set of dailies with every agent, the weeklies with my main agent, and I think that was it. But even though that doesn't sound like it's a massive amount to do, which it's not, it's probably like a couple hours a day or something, it's still obviously taking time away from other games that I've got. For example, Gears of War 4, Mafia 3, my two most recent games that I've not really put that much time into. You know, and obviously I do want to play them. So once I'd done all my weekly stuff, I thought, you know, should I just take a break from the Division now and just leave it until update 1.5 and Survival come out, or whichever one comes first, probably more likely Survival. And then lo and behold, I still found myself playing the game. I mean, I've cut it down a little bit though. I'm going to be more sensible this week. I've already done the dailies for my main agent, and I decided I was just going to do one extra set with the second agent. Leave the third and fourth agents entirely, and then next week I do the same again, but let the third agent do the dailies. But I did chuck in an incursion as well for my main agent, which is pretty fun to do. I've not done an incursion since like the early stages of 1.3, so I had a go on Falcon Lost. Took a while to get match made with people, but once we got into it, I mean, it was definitely a lot more challenging, a lot more intense than I remember it being. Because once you got fully optimised, you could only really manage to play it on hard, which I think challenging in World Tier 4 is kind of that equivalent now. But it was definitely intense enough. I mean, I can't always say it's harder, because you hit the enemies harder. It feels like you hit the enemies harder, but it feels like they hit you harder as well. So all in all, it just makes it a bit more intense. Where it used to be, most enemies would just take ages to, you know, for either side to do damage unless the enemies were blatantly weaker. So that was fun. Underground has become, I think, a little bit too easier. You know, because obviously it's gone from having level 35 heroic elite enemies to whatever I'm facing now. Challenging is obviously the hardest difficulty you can square off on, and I think they're only level 33. I can't see on this preview screen. So you definitely get through underground missions a lot easier than you used to. But all in all, you know, I am happy with the game. Still hooked on it. It's still obviously doing its job. I think for the future, I'm thinking that they might have done 1.4 to give everyone a chance to get geared up fairly easily, right? Because obviously they scrapped the gear score to 268, which was the highest gear score, but you could only get 268s on gear pieces. So they scrapped that and just made the best stuff 229. But don't quote me on this, because obviously this isn't finalised, this isn't confirmed, but I have read the official patch notes that came with the PC PTS, the public test server, because obviously they opened it up pretty quickly as well after 1.4 released, and PC players have been testing out Survival and update 1.5, and there was something in there about another gear score coming. I think they're going with 265 this time. No, I think it was 256. So is this the stage now where they go back, lean more towards the other way and make stuff a bit more rare again? Because you know what I'm saying. So they've dropped everything 229, 1.4. Gears raining down from everywhere. Everyone's getting geared up. Everyone's getting balanced out. Everyone playing the game at least anyway. 1.5 comes out. Survival comes out. Leans more back towards how it was. So then the players like me, who can't put the game down, can get that extra step from your casual players. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to be putting the amount of time I've been putting into the game just to have the same shit that some casual guys got who might have only put like 150 hours into the game. You know what I mean? Get out of here with that. So we'll see. I mean, it was rumoured as well that the Survival was going to be coming out for the Xbox on November 22nd, and at the time of recording it's now November 16th, which is a Tuesday. Nope, sorry, it's a Wednesday. November 22nd to make it this coming Tuesday. That was on the official Division page on Xbox.com, the American version. Thanks to SkillUp for noticing that, because I never ever watch people's YouTube videos. It's very rare I watch people's YouTube videos. Nothing against people, I just you know what I mean, in terms of upcoming content, gameplay, previews, all that kind of stuff. Like, I'd rather just test the shit for myself. I want the experience to be brand new. I don't want to see no gameplay. I don't want to see nothing, unless it's like a trailer made of, like, obviously clips and stuff like that. Fair enough, but gameplay, no. But when he uploaded that video and said about the release date, I couldn't help but I had to check that out. So shout out to Skill for that one. And then the link was obviously pretty bulletproof as well. You can't ask for much more than an Xbox.com website, but they have since took it down, and the official Twitter account for the Division hasn't mentioned anything or said anything about the release date, and there's no new information on the Division's website either. But hopefully some of the stuff Skill said about if it did release on November 22nd, then it'd have to come out on like December whatever, just before Christmas for PlayStation, did make sense. So we might be seeing Survival sooner than expected. Alright, that's all for me, guys. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care of yourselves.